I want to be very clear about this. I still love the E36. I still want to own this platform again in the future. So as you can tell, this spot is empty now. All that's left is a bunch of oil stains, coolant stains, and so on. But this is where the E36 used to sit when I used to own it. And we're gonna get a little bit into that today. I will say this car taught me a lot. So first things first, as you may or may not know, the S52 motor was blown in the E36 when I first bought it. And because of that, it didn't really run. So my house is right there.
Okay.
You wanna just leave, can I leave it on there real quick? Take it in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We did start up and idle a little bit rough here and there, but it definitely wasn't drivable. And I knew that as I bought the car, but I didn't really know what I was gonna do after that. Now, the entire build was trial and error for me. I wasn't some expert coming in that knew how to rebuild a motor. I was honestly learning as I went, making mistakes, fixing mistakes, watching YouTube videos along the way on how to do certain stuff. And that's kind of how I went through the entire process. Haha, look at that, the life hack actually works. I was quite literally figuring things out the hard way while I was doing it, and I did really enjoy that. It was my first time learning about the chassis, learning about mechanical valve train work, and honestly, building a motor. I never thought I'd do that before. And that's important because that explains why this car became what it was. Now, the build itself wasn't really easy. We replaced the entire cylinder head. And while I was in there, I did everything that I thought I needed to do to make this motor a little bit healthier than it was before. So with that came new ARP head studs, a new head gasket, all new gaskets everywhere around the motor, new sensors, which were like the knock sensor, camshaft, crankshaft position sensor, anything that we could replace, we did. And this wasn't me just trying to get the car back on the road, but this was me trying to get this car back to a starting point. Now we got some power. Let's go ahead. They said the cell and the battery is probably dead. So we upgraded the battery. Now that's in there. Let's give this another crank. Ready to give it some gas? Now, when it finally ran, that was huge. I was beyond happy, more so that all the work that I did wasn't wrong and I actually did it myself. I think that was a feeling that you can't really replace. And there was a lot of late nights, money, time spent into getting this car back on the road. But I think over time, something became a little bit more clear for me. I don't think it was necessarily all the small issues that kept popping up. It was how much it would take to get this specific car to where I wanted it to be. And that's kind of the part that a lot of people don't understand. Again, we were getting this car to a starting point before we did anything else. But this particular chassis needed way too much money to get it to where I wanted it to be. And I've already done that once with the E30, and I'm not necessarily sure if I want to do that again just yet. Now with the E30, I learned a few things. One, the mechanical stuff we can always address and fix. All the suspension is brand new. We addressed a lot of the maintenance and engine issues that this car had. But one of the things that I couldn't do myself is the body, the paint, the cosmetic stuff that need professionals to go ahead and do that. Now I can always take a build, do a decent job at it and get it on the road and get it running, but that's not necessarily my style. I'm aiming for things to be perfect, and I do love the journey to get there. But if I know I can't get close, I'm not necessarily sure that if I want to pursue it. So at some point I had to ask myself, am I trying to save this car or am I trying to build the right version of it? And you guys probably know the answer to that. And that's where this decision honestly came from. Unfortunately, it's a sad day today. Now, nothing bad happened, but here we have the bill of sale and the title for the car. So you guys can probably guess what's happening. And today is the last official day of ownership of this E36 M3, which is, again, very sad. Now, I wouldn't say this was unplanned, but I definitely did not expect this to happen. It ended up that Eric, the same guy who I met up with last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, to see his 6 Series for a potential trade, he liked the car so much that he messaged me back and said, hey, I'll take it off your hands. And I ended up giving him a really good deal on it, especially in the fact that I got the check engine light situated and we know exactly what's causing that. So that should be an $80 fix now. And he has no like mechanical scare, which is perfect. So We also did that 32-point inspection. He has all of that, so he knows everything wrong with the car. And I think he's gonna be happy with what he's getting given the price that he's getting it at. So we're just filling this thing up one last time, and then we're gonna give it to him with a full tank. So this is the last time that we're gonna be driving this thing, and it does suck. So go ahead and get to the meetup spot, and we'll hand the keys off. So I think at this one, I just need to sign. So that should be good. I'm gonna sign this one. I made 2 copies, one for you, one for me. But yeah, this is bye-bye to the E36, guys. I'm not gonna miss how this thing sounds. It sounds like shit. The thing does look good. Now, it does kind of suck. It feels like at times I kind of failed this car and I couldn't get it to where I wanted it to be, but I think it's also, we can take what we learned and apply it to the next one. And that's also kind of why we sold the E36. So now that the E36 is gone, we obviously need to fill the space with something else. What that is, I don't know just yet, but I'm working on something and I'm hoping that it goes through, because if that does, I think you guys are really gonna like what that brings to the channel and kind of the overall vibe of the brand that I'm trying to build. It's also gonna be a little bit more versatile and get away from the older BMWs for a little while. Obviously, we have the E30 here. This thing still needs a lot of work. I got a gas tank sitting over there that still needs to go in this thing, and a few other things. But overall, I'm pretty excited with what we got coming up here in the next month or so. So with that being said, I know a few of you were not too happy that we put the E36 up for sale, but I think it was for the best. And again, I hope to own another E36 in the future. Honestly, I sold this one and I was already looking on the market for another one, to be honest. Again, a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer, less mileage, so on. Ultimately, I think I decided to stay away from that for the time being, at least. Who knows? Maybe it's written for us in the near future, but for now, at least, I think we're gonna aim to work on something else. And again, excited to show you guys what that is. So if you guys haven't already, definitely go down, subscribe, stay tuned with what we got going on the channel. And I hope to see you guys again on the next one. Peace. This thing feels like a little go-kart. It definitely needs some suspension work, but it feels good. Yeah, sounds like crap.